Not too long ago, we were flipping through TV channels and landed on the show Hoarders. It's about people whose capacity to accumulate things exceeds their ability to actually get rid of other things, and it's out of control. Now, in this particular episode, there was a woman who loved to be able to buy things cheaply, whether at a yard sale or someplace else, and then turn around and resell it to someone else and try and make money. The problem is that her ability to acquire things far exceeded her ability to sell things, and it wasn't long until her things literally consumed her life. In fact, this woman owned 3 homes, and all 3 of them were full. All the rooms in the home were full. Every garage was stacked from floor to ceiling. You couldn't walk through her yards. Everything was full and out of control. What stood out to me in this whole story was that this stuff didn't just arrive overnight. It wasn't as if she woke up in the morning and there it was. It all began quite slowly. Could be she acquired some things and she had too much, and so maybe she stuck it in a closet, and then the overflow of the closet, and then it was into a room, maybe a spare bedroom, and then little by little it began to expand and expand until it just consumed every area of her life. Over time, every part of her life was affected by what we would consider to be junk. Now, the story of this woman reminds me of what we find in the New Testament book of James. In the sermon series working on putting your faith to work, this past week we looked at one of the ways that we can please God is to keep ourselves from being polluted by the world. Now, to become polluted, what we're referencing there is when we adopt the values or behaviors that are accepted by society, but really do not reflect the heart of God or the person of Jesus. And I suspect being polluted by the world is just like what happened to this woman. It doesn't just happen overnight. Read a little of this, or we'll watch a little of that, or we'll be involved in some of this. Nothing drastic happens, and over time, we find that our life looks very little like someone who should be following Jesus. Now, this episode that we're watching on Hoarders, they took away 8 dumpsters of trash, and yet it barely made a dent. The city stepped in and they said they were going to fine her $250 a day until she cleaned up the yard. Now, if you do the math, that's over $91,000 a year that she was going to be fined. Sadly, she was willing to pay that fee rather than get rid of all of her stuff. And the show ended with her not actually coming to terms and cleaning up her life. And she was willing to keep all those things rather than get rid of them. I guess my question for us this morning is, have we become polluted by the things of the world? Have we allowed those things to take over our life where they shouldn't have? Are there things in our life that shouldn't be there? Are there things in our life that don't reflect Jesus to other people? If so, will we be willing to let them go? Don't hold on to the values and behaviors of this world. They're not worth it. My prayer is that may the things of this world, may they no longer be of any value to us, and we're willing to get rid of them in order that we can shine and reflect Jesus Christ to a hurting world around us.